and she also doesn't read about government because, maybe you shouldn't. I mean, maybe I believe the same thing you do, but if I was a judge, I wouldn't hang religious symbols in my office because I'm here to serve everybody, and a Muslim person should just feel just as comfortable. They pay for the government just like anyone. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if all the sheriff cars had crosses on them and a Muslim family moved to the community. They might feel less safe, or like they're not going to be sided with when when the police get called or something.
Right.
That just wouldn't make people feel. So it's not like I hate Jesus during the day. I just think actually Jesus would actually be more respectful of other people. But that's just me.
Okay,
but
so
anyway,
just to get this right,
on and on.
Just to get this right, David, your main reason for the call is that you just want to do a harassment warning that the next time that you come in to the court that she is to...
I will not speak to her, and she does not need to speak to me. And if there is something to communicate, and I'm talking even when we're in commissioner's court, everybody's in commissioner's court, she doesn't need to get up into the podium and say anything to me. She doesn't need to say anything to me in other words, we are going to be in the same places. Mm-hmm. That's just but I'm not going to go over and talk to her.
Okay.
And every time she talks to me, like I said, my tone of voice, I lost it today. I was so pissed after I walked out. I didn't lose it there in person.
Mm-hmm.
I was just so pissed and so just upset about how I was treated.
Wow.
And how because like I said 0 words to the woman. And just too, if you ever listen to her outgoing message, just the disdain in her voice for the people who she's supposed to serve. And it's funny, she's like, I've got 2 other defendants on. I'm like, lady, I'm not your defendant.
Yeah.
She can't even speak to somebody calling her off. Like, she's crazy, and she's old, and I get it, and
so
we ain't going to change that.
So you want her to be talked
and
to?
Not harassed.
You want her to be talked to about this?
Yes, I want her to be specifically explained that I want you guys to go over everything with her so she knows that David Flash has not broken any laws. He hasn't broken contempt. He hasn't broken anything that she thinks that I might have did that broke the law. Ain't no law's been broke. And so have her explain it to me. And if I did break the law, y'all call me up and I'll go turn myself in and we'll go postpone and we'll do it all. But I'm pretty sure, because I talked to Sheriff Kitts and he's explained to me that I hadn't broken any laws. She needs this explained to her. And so today, again, like I said, I was there because that I wanted a good picture of that, the lady who slammed the door in my face last time I went, the county attorney secretary, didn't say a word to her. Got a really cool picture of Ison through his blind, which is kind of like I said, I just want a different shot for every, I've got like multiple stories on these folks, so I don't want the same picture every time. Plus the one I had of Ison is kind of like looking up his nose, which, isn't that flattering to him. He looks kind of like a pig, and I wasn't trying to do that. You know what I mean? So anyway, like I said, I went there to get good pictures of some things in the courthouse, and a better picture because the sign picture I got of the crazy sign that she made up just for me. As I said, you can't make up signs just for one person. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not there to argue with her. I've never argued with the woman. She's walked up to me and said, I'm not arguing with you. And I'm like, yeah, you are. Because I'm not arguing with you, but we're talking. It's because you're talking, not because I'm talking. So I will not talk to her. And if I do communicate with her, it will be in writing. She doesn't respond in writing. In other words, like I do sometimes have things like if somebody calls me and says, Judge Ludicky flipped me the bird when I was in Alpine today, I would have to ask Judge Ludicky if she did that. And what I mean? Like, in other words, I can't ethically report on something Judge Ludicky did without asking for Judge Ludicky's comment. Mm-hmm. And so for that purpose, I will email her. Also, if I have any business with the court, which I doubt, if I were to have any business with the court, I think she'd have to recuse herself anyway. But anyway, I do want her talked to and explain that, like I said, David Flash said 0 words. David Flash is allowed to stand outside her door and take pictures of it. David Flash is allowed to stand outside her door and take pictures of her. David Flash, if she wants to shut her door, she might be able to do that, and that wouldn't be a sheriff matter. That would be like, in other words, there might be something to be like, in other words, if you walk up to the sheriff's office and they let you in, and then I walk up to the sheriff's office and they don't let me in, that's treating two citizens differently who there's no grounds to treat them differently. So that might be an issue, but that's an issue, not like a legal issue. In other words, not like an arresting type issue, but me standing there and taking pictures through an open door and not stepping foot in there is certainly not, like the courthouse is not her. Once we walk outside, I've never set foot in her office since she made that sign, you can't record in her office. But her office, but if I stand outside, this is where she has, like I can stand outside the building, like I took a picture of her cross today from outside the building, the religious symbol hanging up.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that because it's visible. I took a picture, like I said, I took a picture of Eisen in his office. I don't even know if he knew I took the picture. It's kind of a cool picture though, like, you know, he's just working. Like, just so I have another picture of Eisen. You know, because he's probably going to be the county attorney at least a couple more months. And so, but like I said, like, I'm allowed to do these things. And I think she needs explained, so, and plus because she has called law enforcement at least twice, falsely. So yes, I would like her to have it explained to her what the law is. And also, even like I said, I got upset with her today. I'm never calling her again because I can't. Like, she was just so rude and kind. I lost my cool after several minutes of the way she was talking to me. Because she was just plain dumb. Like, she hadn't just acted the way she did. What can I do for you, Mr. Flash? I'm here to help you in any way I can. But she wasn't, and she was like, anyway, I'm sorry. We both have better things to do, but like I said, tell her to leave me alone when I go in the courthouse from now on. You know, same thing if out in public or anything, I'm not gonna. Now at the same time though, I can come up to her. She needs to not come up to me, but I'm not gonna come up to her. If I were to come up to her and ask her a question, like say there's a bunch of reporters because she gets arrested, and so we're all standing around asking her questions because the Texas Rangers decide that they do arrest her. Well, then I would, of course, be asking her questions just with all the other reporters. But I'm not going to, like I so far have not, since she started behaving in a weird way and made her special policy for me, I have not entered her office or tried to engage with her other than just the perfunctory, so I can say that Judge Lucky had no comment and I did ask her. So anyway, like I said, I would like for what happened today should not happen again. I'm going to come to the courthouse later this week, not as a First Amendment auditor, but actually just to make sure that she gets it. So to make sure that we understand, I'm going to take pictures. I'm just going to walk around. I'm not going to say when I'm coming. And I just want to be left alone. So I think maybe Sheriff needs to have a tutorial with everybody about how to, you know, so that nothing else happens. Because I'm tired of being threatened. Tired of being treated like trash. Tired of having doors slammed in my face. And frankly, I'm tired of y'all looking bad. Not y'all. You don't look bad. But you know what I mean? I'm tired of them making us look bad. This is not the kind of... We aren't a county with some mean old lady who's the queen bitch of everything. Like, we're not that. We're a county where people do what the heck they want. And we don't have a police department for a reason. Yeah, because we, you know, as long as you ain't hurting anybody else, do what you want. We don't have no building permits, you know what I mean? We're like that type of place. No HOAs. And, you know, she's just like that, you know, if you got 6 dogs, that one dog who thinks all the other dogs ain't playing right, that's her. I just want to be able to play and be left alone. So anyway, yeah, please have somebody call me back and let me know that it's handled, and then again, if I've done anything, I'll turn myself in.
Okay, Mr. Flash. I will do.
Thank you. I'm praying I ain't a wanted man.
All right, so
Yeah,
you
so I
have...
hope the poster's creative. I was making a joke there.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Well, you have a good afternoon,
Jesse
Mr. Flash.
James, wanted dead or alive. Man with 3 dogs.
Oh, no. Okay, a deputy will get back in touch with you.
I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye.